We're back, as we like to say.
Yes.
For some reason, hit us up. Put your thoughts on it. In terms of with FaceTime Live, go ahead and give us your thoughts, comments. We're going to bring them to the show. Also, you can join us or listen to our podcast at any time. You go to iTunes or the Play Store. Please go ahead and subscribe and follow us. Yes. But with no further ado, we're going to jump right in because this is what we call, we're not going to call it a quick take because that term has been used.
Can we say a hot take?
I think that's been used.
All right, what you going to use?
We're just going to have a that dude moment.
Oh.
We're going to have a that dude moment. Can we work with that, son? We can work with that.
I'm with it.
So today's show is really just about the NBA playoffs. Yes. Some NBA news, but we're going to focus on the NBA playoffs. Yeah. We're going to talk about the annual awards because, you know, we got our picks. Yeah. I want you guys to chime in terms of who you feel should be MVP, Rookie of the Year, all those kind of things. Want to, you know, bring you into, to the equation because your opinions matter.
Yes, they do.
With that being said,
let's go.
So NBA finalized its regular season on
starts on Saturday, right?
And so we get to the point of the season that I love, which is the playoffs.
Matchups.
Because for me, it's all about matchups.
Yes.
I don't care what you did during the year. It's what you're going to do against this particular team.
Right.
Because the playoffs are half-court set.
It sure does slow down.
Yeah, so that running up and down the court and you guys liking all these little stats and everything. Look.
Houston,
you might have a problem. You might have a problem. So with that being said, these are the pairings. So on the west side, we got Houston, Minnesota, Golden State, San Antonio, Portland, New Orleans, and then we have OKC and Utah. I think that's going to be the best series of the four.
It'll be the most competitive.
It'll be the most competitive, and that's what I mean by best. And on the east side of the house, we got Toronto, Washington.
I hope Washington get down.
You do?
I think Toronto's the most overrated team in the league.
Oh, I'm not going to have any disagreement with that. But Washington still hasn't figured out the whole John Wall. Now he's back, and
John Wall hasn't figured out his hair either.
Yeah. I'm not good with the startup of baby dreads.
That's a rough.
Oh man, that's a rough moment.
Do that in the summer.
Yeah, right. Off season,
do it in the summer.
And there's a period in the regular season like
with some
dreads,
medium dreads and stuff. Right.
We got Cleveland, Indy. It's gonna be. I think
that was a setup. I think they did it again. I think Cleveland did it again. Last year they didn't want the number one seed because they didn't want to see a certain team, so they didn't get it. They didn't want to see Miami because they haven't beaten Miami.
I would agree with Miami. Miami plays Cleveland very well. So they understand how to play LeBron.
6th seed is Miami, so they would have won. And I'm not saying they tanked the game against Philly. Philly played well, but.
No, you don't want to give up those kind of games. So because they had already won 9 straight prior to that.
Right.
So
Philly's going in there in the hot streak.
And then they knew you had New York back to back. So Boston, Milwaukee, and we got the Philly, Miami. So let's start on the East in terms of the matchups.
Okay.
Toronto, Washington.
If John Wall is right,
you already have failed at your analysis of this series.
I'm saying if
when you use the word if, it already tells me what I need to know.
That's like saying, if Kyle Lowry plays to his ability and DeMar DeRozan do what he's been doing all year, they should win this series 4-0. But they won't.
Okay. But we already know that they're playoff. So I can't go. Okay,
it's all
go
right.
Ahead. Toronto, Washington. If John Wall balls out,
I think it can go 7 games.
That's a possibility. I think they split the season.
Yeah, I think it can go 7 games. And
he didn't play. I don't think he played in any of the games. My concern with this series is will they be able to adjust whose game they're going to play? Are they going to play the John Wall pound the rock?
I hope not.
Or are they going to play the game that Washington played without John Wall, was a lot of ball movement and passing? And the games I've seen with John Wall coming back, it was still him pounding the rock. Every now and then he's giving up a little quicker.
Yes, I think he's cognizant of it. Like, I have to do something because people are saying that.
Okay.
So, but I also noticed when they played Cleveland, that dude was shooting a rock, and I'm like, pass it.
I'm talking about the end of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, John Wall, you can't give John Wall the ball and say, go get me 2.
Not at the end.
especially if it's not a layup.
But he's so fast. Like, yo, draw him into you and kick it.
But they know what he's going to do because he
Yeah.
doesn't finish inside.
No,
he can
he
shoot
doesn't.
floaters getting to the rim, but
can.
once he gets
Right.
at the rim, not a great finisher. He's a good finisher, and Cleveland plays him. If you watch the Cavs, they play him for that.
Yeah.
because they know he's going to kick the ball out.
Yep. True.
Well, we should see. Toronto, I mean, if I'm talking about whether if I'm going to win a game that's based on Lowry, I've already have failed because he has proven. We talking about Mr. Bathroom Break.
Mr.
He's already proven that. No, man.
Mr. Bathroom.
But what
Break.
I do like is Casey changing their offense to make it more of a team-centered approach versus, hey, I'm relying on these two guys to go isolation at the end of the game.
Yeah, but you know who's getting the ball at the end of the game. DeMar DeRozan getting the ball at the end of the game. He's so I guess
Okay.
would be so-called their closer.
Well, he's your best player, and I expect that. But what I like about Toronto is the same thing that I always want when I watch the Cavs play. Because if you think about Toronto, it was really, hey, it's got to go through these two players. We talk about the Cavs, it has to go through LeBron.
Right.
So the players don't grow individually, can't create their own shot because they're so used to waiting on a wing to get a pass for a jump shot.
I think Ibaka has gotten worse since he left OKC.
Yes, he has gotten worse because somebody told Ibaka, hey, you know what? You can be a perimeter player. You don't ever see Ibaka in the post,
Ever.
shooting hooks, putting it in your chest, going up for a dunk.
not like he used to.
He wants to shoot that slow, rhythmic jump shot that
Yeah.
always hits the front of the rim.
And he's not
Always hits the front of the
Yeah,
rim.
he's not blocking shots no
Nah.
more.
And he was known for defense in
Right.
OKC.
Right.
Okay. So Boston, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I'm going to pick Milwaukee.
I'm gonna go with Boston. Why are you picking Milwaukee?
Just because of the injuries. I don't like
That's legit.
I don't like the fact that they're counting on Jason Tatum
Mm-hmm.
and Jaylen Brown and Al Horford
Okay.
to bring you through.
Okay.
Even though they're solid players.
Okay.
There's no Kyrie, there's no Gordon Hayward. Like, I do like the kid, the backup point guard.
Okay. Rozier.
Rozier,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
He's quality, but I think the Greek Freak is going to be a problem.
Well, the Greek
And I-
Freak
and I-
has one of his highest averages is against Boston.
And I like
Because they
Jabari.
don't match up with him in terms of Brown, Tatum. They're too small for him, and he's too quick for Horford.
Jabari Parker is going to be a problem in this series too. Coming off the bench, he's going to give you 15, 16 a game, easy.
I don't know about that because Tatum and Brown can cover him. They don't match up well against.
He's a lot.
Giannis.
They're the same height, but he's a lot thicker.
But this is the reason why I'm not too worried about Parker. He is horrible at defense, and those.
Oh,
two
no, he can't defend nobody.
those two guys are going to get it.
yeah, he can't.
So
defend
he's
nobody.
he's going
He
to
may
have limited time on the floor.
They may have to switch and put him on Horford. We don't play him on
Actually,
defense.
that would be a good matchup for
So-
him because I don't know what Horford's necessarily going to do in the post. He's going to get a couple of buckets,
He's going to try.
but I would prefer that than
Right.
him matching up with Brown or Tatum. Without a doubt.
I mean, hopefully Eric Bledsoe will do something. I don't know what he's done since he's been there.
Well, Eric Bledsoe, again, everybody who plays for the Suns, it's fool's gold to me because you put up great numbers because there's no defense just run up and down
Except
the court.
Devin Booker.
Except Devin Booker.
You are legit.
Because that's a legit score.
Yes.
Whereas people who play for Suns are just, they're scoring points, but they're not scores.
Right.
So with Bledsoe, his Achilles heel is that he can't shoot.
Not a good shooter at all.
And
But
when
he
you
can get to the rack,
he gets a rack, but
he's not a finisher.
if you get into the rack, I'm not necessarily worried about that because when you play half court ball, there's more people in the paint
Right.
to prevent that.
Right.
And the problem with Milwaukee is the same thing when they play the Cavs. They can't shoot from outside, and Cleveland knows this.
Middleton is a good shooter.
No, he's a scorer versus a shooter. A shooter is somebody
He's a pretty
that
good
if you're on the
shooter.
3-point line or open, it's a pretty good chance you're gonna get buckets. I got to stay near you, which opens the lanes for drives.
Corver. Somebody like Corver. Kyle Corver.
Yeah, he's a shooter. I got to respect him. Yeah, so I can't leave him alone, which means that stretches the defense, which opens the lanes. Milwaukee doesn't have that. Plus, they just can't shoot. I mean, look, Bogdan,
They're horrible
Giannis.
shooters.
I mean, you can just name players down the line. They just can't shoot, and they're young. Hopefully,
So really what you're telling me is coming down to coaching. And Boston has a better coach.
I'm taking Boston for the fact I have concerns about Milwaukee and their outside shooting. Yes, Boston is young. It doesn't make a difference who wins this, and they're not going anywhere.
No,
so for me,
the second round.
yeah, true. And Boston is getting great experience in terms of the young players without Kyrie playing.
Yeah.
And
Gordon.
Yeah, so they're getting great experience here. So if Milwaukee gets to the second round, that's great experience for them.
Right.
I'm taking a 50-50 shot, and I'm just going with Boston. Not that I feel that Boston is even that much better than them. I'm just
How many games?
at least 6.
Oh yeah. Okay.
At least 6.
Because they got home court.
So
At
they
least
see.
6.
Okay.
So Cleveland and Indy.
If Cleveland don't give me a gentleman's sweep in this series,
They're not sweeping them.
I said a gentleman's sweep.
Okay.
4-1.
4-1. Okay.
They can get one. I would be very disappointed if this series goes 6 games.
I'm giving them 2.
Giving who? Indy too?
I got them 3-1 this year. That has nothing. Regular season has nothing to do with it, without a doubt. I understand. That.
Why would you give them?
I like their bigs can switch out in terms of defensively, and they run up and down that court. And I love that about them, and they play hard. A lot of times when you have these type of teams, they just play hard for no reason. LeBron is a beast. I'm just saying I'm giving him 2. I know
you're not picking them. I know.
No.
I'm just surprised you would give them
not.
2.
Because I still think Cavs have a few things to work out because this is the first time their entire team is going to be together. So I think that if I'm going to work something out, I can afford to work something out and give a team another game who's no threat to me versus try to work it out in the next round against Toronto. So I'm just looking at the Cavs, say, you know what? Yeah, we can beat this team in 4-1. If it's a bad break, we can possibly sweep them. But if we spend an extra game to work out some of our kinks as we get ready for Toronto and then possibly Philly, why not do it at the using them as the source for that?
Well, one, your best player is old in basketball years.
Yeah.
And I understand he's a machine. I get it.
Yeah, okay.
But machines break down.
Yeah.
So I think he wants to get him out as fast as he can. I think
A
Indy gets one.
value-added sweep now, an extra game now could mean beating Toronto in 5 games versus 6 or 7.
That's what I'm saying. They should sweep them.
I don't think they should sweep them.
But that's the one
I'm taking
game.
you back. Okay, America, let's take you back to the 8th grade.
Oh, boy.
7th, 8th grade. That's back when people say dumb things like, girlfriend, boyfriend, that first kiss and everything.
Dumb things.
And you watch old movies and then you blow in somebody's ear. Like, who the hell wants the ear blown into? I don't know. Is Lance Stevenson going to blow in LeBron's ear again this year? Or is he just going to kiss him on the cheek?
I'm going to go with the kiss. Lance Stevenson just seems like that type of dude.
So I'm interested to watch the dynamics of the Stevenson.
I understand
LeBron
the blow already.
too.
I didn't react to the blow before. But if you kiss me, I may have to hit you with a left hook.
Right.
So.
I gotta push forward through all of this because I'm on my lunch break. I'm on my lunch break doing the show, America. But it is what it is. Philly, Miami. That's gonna be a better series than people realize.
That's gonna go 6.
Mm-hmm.
But Philly's gonna pull it out. Well, when is Embiid coming back?
Embiid is not supposed to play the first game.
Okay.
But that is going to determine what happens in this series.
Okay. So if
you're not
Miami
gonna muster,
is still one, it's still that one, then okay.
We got a series.
We got a serious problem. We got a problem. And Philly they're super young. I don't think any of those cats besides Redick been to the playoffs.
Right. And Redick,
he's a second round dude.
He's been with the Clippers, so he hasn't gone far anyway. So
right. And then you got Miami, who's relatively young too, but you got Dwayne Wade that's played over 100 playoff games.
Well, it's not just that.
And the coach.
So the GM, the experience, the game plan. Miami plays, if you know anything about playoff ball, basketball, Miami plays a playoff style of basketball all year long.
Yeah,
it's a slow down.
Win a lot.
Make sure you get the best value out of the possession, team defense. So if Philly gets through this, and they should get by this, it all depends on Embiid. This is a great stepping stone for them to play against a team who plays true playoff basketball, which will help them grow and mature as a team and individually.
You think it depends on Embiid or Simmons? I think it
Embiid
depends
is only
on Simmons.
Simmons is not going to rock. He's not leading this team past Miami if Embiid doesn't play early.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh,
The 16-game winning streak, you beat who's in front of you, but there's only one team with a winning record. But
Right.
you still beat the players, the teams that are in front of you. They didn't create the schedule.
I think Whiteside can give Embiid some problems because he's a defensive dude.
Yeah, they got a little thing going anyway.
right.
They got a little thing
So,
going anyway.
right.
But I tell you this, if Embiid does not play early, meaning if he doesn't get in by game 2, Miami's just going to hack Simmons and put him at the free throw line. That's all he's going to do to the kid. Take him out the game that way. Yeah, that's a given.
Okay.
Houston, Minnesota.
I want to pick Minnesota so bad.
Why?
I just like Minnesota, man. I like they big three.
Yeah.
I like them a lot. I hate that they're the 8th seed. I just feel like they're so much better than that. Mm-hmm. But Houston's going to run through them.
Yes.
Houston's going to run through
Yes.
them. Houston's on a mission. Capella plays great. He runs up and down. Look, the big cat, he's a great post presence. He can play. He can shoot. He can do it all. But one thing I've been watching him the last couple, he's lazy, bro.
Yes, he is
He's lazy.
a subpar defensive player.
Lazy, man.
So when I look at Minnesota, and you made a great point, offensively and what the dynamics of that team is, you should be better.
they should be.
But what I don't like about Minnesota is Thibodeau is supposed to be a what type of coach?
Defensive coach.
They are not a good defensive team.
No, they're
Wiggins doesn't play hard
man.
defensively. T doesn't play hard defensively.
That's the problem. George
Towns doesn't play well defensively.
Yo, let me keep it real, man.
And he only plays 7 players.
Right.
8 at the most tips.
If Jeff T gives you a point guard, you're not going to win anything.
That's already a given. When they
You're not-
signed him, I was like, what? I even said something. He was like,
Yeah.
what are they doing?
Axe Atlanta, axe Indy, and now axe Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because he's not the leader that you need at the point guard. And you got a broken down Derrick Rose. You play Tyus Jones. He's too small. He's
Right.
5. He's my height.
He's in the right situation off the bench.
Right. Perfect. But I just think that I mean, if you think about it, Jimmy Buckets,
Yeah.
he gonna give you a problem.
Oh, him and Harden. He's gonna handle Harden.
Right.
Harden's not gonna score 45 on B.
But the
All
X
right?
factor should be Wiggins.
Should be.
Wiggins.
Yeah.
And it's not. Because I'm telling you, Capella, he's not gonna shut down a big cat. But big cat, if Nurkic is making you work,
Right.
Capella is way more athletic and got hops.
Capella's gonna make him work in terms of pick and roll, but that is a product of the team defense to pick up that pick and roll with Capella and Harden once he comes off of the pick and roll.
Right.
Capella can't score in the paint.
No, they
All
just
he
throw
catches
him out. They
up,
throw him oops.
and he runs the floor, which spaces the floor because you have to account for him going down the lane, which frees up the outside shooters if you try to stop Capella. If you move up to stop the guard and Capella's running through the lane, hey, I just give it to him as an easy dunk. So he's a great role player for the team that he's with.
for sure.
But he's not somebody that say, okay, we got to stop him. But
No.
what he does on the court frees up everybody else's game.
Everything else.
And defensively, Minnesota is just hot garbage. They do not rotate well. They do not help well. Wiggins is either going to pull up just inside the free throw line area extended for a jump shot. He gets to the lane for a layup, or he takes a 3.
The second best.
It's not really a mid-range. It's not going to the hole. It's not going in. Draw the defense, kick it out. I'm disappointed.
The second best defensive player on their team is Taj Gibson.
That says enough.
Right.
The
And he
first-
can't.
Sellers says, "What's up, fella?"
Cino, what's up, Cino?
Man, aren't you on vacay?
He's always on vacation.
I thought you was on vacay, player.
I'm
I
so
appreciate
jealous
the
of Chauncey,
viewing, though.
man. Every month, twice a month, he's somewhere. Somewhere, whether it be Southwest Asia, Mexico, he's somewhere.
Doing it.
Yeah, he's living life the right way, man. Great family. What's up, Cino? Go say San Antonio.
I wish Kawhi was playing.
This would be a time to get him, especially with Curry out.
This is the time.
This is the time.
Look, we're going through all these series.
Right.
But if Cleveland gets to the finals and they don't win it, don't talk to me about LeBron James. This is the time to get.
What did I tell you? I told you a week ago. I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State gets to the finals and Curry's a little gimpy because he's not going to be 100.
No.
And Cleveland gets there. I told him, I said, I can see the Cavs possibly winning that finals.
They
Curry's
should
hurt.
win the finals.
They won't beat a healthy Golden State with them knuckleheads and the way they play defense.
They should.
But if Curry is not healthy,
And he won't be.
which affects spacing, and when they beat them, he wasn't healthy. But there's some other things going on. Draymond getting kicked out. Cleveland still got the win. You got to give them their credit. But this is the time to get them. I'm hoping that sometime about 5 o'clock today, breaking news: Kawhi playing against Golden State.
Oh, then that series is over.
He still got to get his legs under him.
I don't want to hear nothing about no legs with Kawhi. You just been chilling. I hope you've been working out with Kobe like you usually do.
Right.
Yo, it's going 7 if he's playing.
Yeah. That's my hope. Breaking news for the day. You heard it here first. Breaking news for the day.
That's a great hope.
Kawhi.
But I
play
think
against Golden State.
Kawhi is his mind is somewhere else. He's trying to.
Let me get a shout out to San Antonio, Texas, for the reason is that's kind of like the heart of the Air Force. There's a lot, well, at least for the medical side of the house, everything is there, and they're diehard San Antonio fans. Shout out to Dr. T and the rest, Velez, everybody who's been associated with that area. I got my boy Norton down there. Shout out to you and the Spurs fans. And as I step away, that's all you got.
That's it.
That and the Alamo and the Riverwalk.
Alamo.
A block of dirty water. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. All right? Just kidding.
A block of dirty water.
Portland, New Orleans.
Okay, Portland. Just because the guard play is.
Now, here's the deal.
And
I don't disagree with that. Don't sleep on New Orleans with their inability to guard Davis, which is a given.
Oh, Portland's? Oh, yeah.
And the impact that Rondo will have in this series against those guards.
Oh, he's going to push the pace. I mean, he's a playoff. He's a
playoff proven. He's going to. He will allow for New Orleans to play a great half court set and give the ball in the post and where it needs to be in the right way.
Because he can feed the post.
He can feed the post. And do not sit on that in this series. Now, him going to the next series, I'm not worried about Rondo, but I'm thinking the inexperience of Lillard because playoffs.
They've been in the playoffs.
They haven't necessarily. They haven't been consistent in the playoffs.
No.
And McCullough.
Not with this team.
Right.
When they had Aldridge, they beat Houston and then went to the second round. So they've done that a couple.
So this would be an interesting one. Either way, I'm good with because I'm a Lillard fan. I'm also a Davis fan.
David Lillard.
So either way works for me.
Right.
I'm going to go with Portland because of the home court advantage.
4-2.
4 games. If it goes to game 7 in Portland, playing in Portland is no joke. So that's why I'm picking Portland.
Rip City.
OKC, Utah.
I don't even know how Utah's the 5 seed. I don't know. Besides Donovan Mitchell,
Right.
they have one player that can say, "I'm going to go get 2."
And that would be in your mind?
Who else?
Who?
Right.
Oh, I thought you said they only have another player.
No, they only have one. They only
All right,
have
so-
one that I can get anywhere on the court and I can get my shot
Right.
anytime. You can't feed the post because Gobert is not a post presence. Joe Ingles only shoots it when he's open. Ricky Rubio,
But you have to respect him at the 3-point line.
He's like Horford.
All right.
He'll hit it.
Rubio's shooting 47% from 3
still-
since January. I got to give dudes credit because he has not been able to hit outside
When-
shots. I got to give him his credit.
When he been in the playoffs?
Yeah,
Never.
he's
Thank
playing
you.
out in Minnesota. This is the first time Minnesota's in 14 years.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But he couldn't lead them there
But
then.
this is why Utah is at the 5 seed. It's not about their offense. It's about Utah play off defense.
They do.
They help well. Great spacing on the floor. You have to respect them because they would dribble, penetrate, and kick out. I love the way they play. Their players are away from getting somewhere, but I told you.
You did.
These young players getting into the playoffs, they get experience. That's why I'm liking what Milwaukee's doing. That's why I'm liking what Philly's doing.
But their strength is also OKC's strength.
Right.
Which is offense.
And that's why OKC runs through them.
Right. So
OKC runs through Utah.
So I don't know how great of a defender Donovan Mitchell is. I don't really hear too much about
He
it.
can't match up.
Right. Okay. So now, was he play 2 or 1?
2.
Paul George is going to crush him.
Yeah.
Not saying he's not going to get his on the other end, but Paul George is a better defender.
Well, he's a better defender, but he's also a rookie. And I got a 6'7", 6'8" guy who's going to be first team all defense playing me. And if a switch happens, then I got Russell, who's going to be has an intimidating presence.
And that's what he is.
Yeah, they have beat
super
down Utah all year.
He is super intimidating.
At the best, this goes 5.
Ricky Rubio don't want none of that action.
No.
None of that. Right. So you got Russell.
And that's what kills Utah against OKC.
That's a bad matchup for them.
The requirement of Rubio to play Westbrook.
Right. And you don't have
from the
anybody
beginning,
else.
from the get-go, it's a mismatch, and you all game you have to compensate for that.
And he's just gonna muscle him.
Yeah.
You Chubb.
They're gonna run through him just like the regular season. I said the best case scenario is 5 games.
I hope it's 5.
Best case scenario. Now, we're just talking about Russell Westbrook. What's the hot topic over the last 48?
Well, he did get 16 rebounds the last game to average the triple-double again for the second season in a row.
First player to do it 2 years in a row.
Congratulations, man.
Now,
congratulations.
Now,
oh boy,
you can have the talks of the things you don't like Russell do, the things you do like that he does, and you can do that with any player.
Right.
And sometimes, quite often, people nitpick because it's an 82-game series, an 82-game season rather, and there's an NBA discussion every day. So they end up nitpicking about stuff they don't need to nitpick about. But what do you think about what they're talking about now in terms of Russ stat chasing?
Did you see the game?
I did.
Okay, let me give you a stat lot. Russell Westbrook averages 26 points a game.
Right.
The boy had 6 points, 16 rebounds on the dot, 19 assists.
No. That was 81st game. The second, 86.
No, that's the
last game he had 20 rebounds and 19 assists.
Okay.
The game before he had the 16 rebounds.
20 rebounds and 19 assists and 6 points. You don't think he was trying to get those 16 to make sure?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, to deflect from the 16,
right?
I'm going to dish 19 assists. He ain't never dished 19 assists. And I'm not going to shoot the ball. And I shoot the ball all the time.
So let me ask you this question. Come here. Who does not stat chase?
Oh, I think they all do.
Everybody's stat chasing to some degree, trying to average a certain number of rebounds, assists, whatever. Now, there are others who may put a bigger effort, so to speak, to stat chase.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Okay.
If I am on my 82nd game and I need 16 rebounds to average a triple-double, I would have had, quite honestly, 32 rebounds. I've been throwing the ball at the backboard, catch that, rebound.
I'm going to get it. But
why wouldn't you do that?
The funny thing is, the team knew. And did you see them? Like, I've seen Steven Adams like 4 or 5
like the
times.
Red Sea splitting.
Box out 2 people.
Right.
And here come Russell. Give me that. I seen Carmelo act like he was going to get it. And here come Russell.
Now, we had the discussion. I had the discussion and talked to you about LeBron. I said, LeBron's doing some stat chasing.
Yeah.
And I told you, I don't mean it in a negative sense. I don't. Okay. Is there anything LeBron saying, I want to be the number 1 scorer of all time, number 1 assist of all time, being the top 10 rebounder of all time? Absolutely not. I don't have a problem with that. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. I'm not going to judge him for that.
Right.
All right. He said, well, more than likely, I'm not going to catch Michael 6. But I can exceed him in other categories.
When you talk about those two, the averages are close, but the thing that put Michael above is he's been there 6 times, won every time, got the MVP, and he has a defensive player of the year award. LeBron don't have no defensive player of the year award, but what LeBron is doing is saying, you know what? Like you said, I may not get 6 rings,
right?
But you have to keep me in the conversation because I'm the number 1 scorer of all time.
Right.
I'm the top 3 assists all time.
Right.
And I'm top 5 player in every statistical category.
Right.
Michael Jordan is not.
Right.
He has the 6 rings though.
Right.
So now you got to keep me in that conversation.
And like I said,
you got to keep me in it.
I don't have a problem with it. People think, well, you don't like LeBron. No, I don't like the hoopla when people rationalize when he does something wrong or his team, they give excuses. I don't like that for any player. I don't like it for Michael, Kareem, Magic. It is what it is. You're not going to show up every game. And there's going to be circumstances that don't allow you to win, whether it be a title or anything else. I don't like rationalizing for anybody. It just is what it is. You can have a bad game, bad shit. It's just life.
Right.
Now, in terms of stat chasing with Russ, look, man, he's been doing a triple-double. Now, if you put in your mind that you want to average a triple-double, then you're going to do what you need to do to average a triple-double.
Right.
And like how he said, look, man, you can go get 20 rebounds if you want it, but they can't.
Look,
Ball come off the glass, and if I want it more than you do, I get to it quicker.
here's the thing about Russell Westbrook. And you'll hear all the commentators say it. You'll hear all the coaches, all the players say it. This dude don't take no. If he's on the court, he don't take no time off. He don't take no plays off. He's going full bore 100% all the time. And that's just the way he plays.
Yeah. And I'd be 100. I love Russell in terms of what he brings, his intensity. He's an all-star. He's a great player. But I'm not picking Russell. I'm picking the team because I don't like the way he plays. To me, it's not necessarily team ball. And I'm not going to blame Russell. I blame that sorry-ass coach, that GM who gets players. Pritchard, was it Pritchard?
Presti.
I'm sorry. Sam Presti. He's getting all these players. Okay, he already let Harden go, Durant go, and all of a sudden. They don't like the style of offense. Do something about it. It will help Russ' game in the long run, which also gives him the ability to win a possible championship. But playing that style of ball, he's not going to win a title like this.
I think in my mind, and this is my opinion, I think he's already rationalized. Kind of
Yes.
like LeBron. I'm not going to catch Jordan. So Russ is probably like, I'm in the Western Conference.
Right.
I have another superstar, but he's probably going to leave. And I
gone.
have
He's
old Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
I'm not going to win nothing anyway. Let me get my triple-double.
I got to stay relevant.
Yo, name another player that had back-to-back triple-double seasons. Oh, there isn't.
There you go.
It's me.
He's already in the books.
Right. It's
So
me.
if I need to get 30 rebounds, I'm going to get them damn 30 rebounds.
Right.
All right, so with that being said, let's go to awards for the years we get ready to close
All right,
out.
you go.
Annual awards for the NBA.
Okay.
Rookie of the year, we got Simmons, Mitchell, and Tatum are the leading candidates. Who do you have?
I have Simmons. I hate that he's a rookie, though.
Because he doesn't control that. That's
No,
the NBA rule.
that's the rule.
But I don't agree with the rule either. But
hate
it
it.
is what it is. Simmons MVP.
It has to be. If he,
All right, Coach of the year, Casey, Stevens, Snyder with Utah,
Yeah.
and D'Antoni.
D'Antoni won it last year, huh?
Yes.
He won 65 games this year.
Right. He
Goodness.
did it with an addition of Paul.
Let me go Snyder, Utah.
The leading candidate right now is Casey.
yeah.
But it's going to be Casey and Snyder. I think Snyder has done far more with less. I'm going to say all Casey did. Casey is a great coach. He's a very good defensive coach. Same team. Changed the offense. Number one in the East. They were number one in the East last year. Snyder took a team that shouldn't even be in 12th place in the West.
Who should be in the lottery?
Should be in the lottery.
You think about it, should
Fifth
be in the
seed.
lottery.
Right.
In the
Six
several-
man.
I mean,
Williams and Gordon. And
Williams. Okay.
Most improved, Oladipo, Giannis, and Capella.
I want to say Capella, but did he really improve? I don't think his game is improved.
Well, he just ran faster up and down the court.
Right, so I'm going to go with Oladipo just because he's getting more shots. He's getting an opportunity now. He played with Russ last year.
And he's giving you a quarter a game, so.
He getting 25?
Yeah, I think it's like 24.
Good for him.
Defensive player, Embiid.
Oh, Gobert.
Davis, Gobert, George. It'd be Gobert hands down.
Gobert for sure.
MVP. Leading candidates, as you probably well already know, but let me just go ahead and name them. James Harden, Bron, Davis, and Lillard.
Lillard's not getting there?
Well, he's like 5, but the first two players, LeBron and Harden, getting all the votes. Davis will get a couple, but Lillard will be a top 5.
I'm confused.
There you go with this again.
I'm confused.
Is it a rookie of the year confusion?
Not like that, but Russell did the same thing he did last year and
right.
won the same amount of games.
Okay.
So why isn't anybody talking about him?
Because last year you did that with what people consider not having a lot around you. I gave you another all-star. I gave you a perennial all-star.
Yeah,
Who's still
a Hall of
good,
Famer.
Hall of Famer who's still a good player. And you couldn't win more?
But is that his problem?
Yeah, because he doesn't shed a rock. I don't need you to average a triple-double with these guys. I really don't. I need
But
for a
he's-
free-flowing
But he
offense.
still averaged a triple-double.
He
And
still-
if that feat is so great,
But you have better players around you. If he had a great team, Let's say last year, if he had those same two players and average triple double, he wouldn't have got MVP.
Well, he would have.
He would not got it
Because he would have been the first person since Oscar to win it. So he would have won it.
They would have counted that against him having Paul George another All-Star.
It's going to be Harden. I hope it's Harden because Harden has tough luck, bro. He should win. I think he should have won 2 MVPs already.
Yeah.
And Steph's year had an incredible year, so he kind of had to get it.
Ain't nothing you can do with that one.
And then Russell had an average of triple double.
Nothing you can do about that one.
So it's like, yo, bro, when am I gonna get my
This
time?
is his year.
Yeah,
This is
right,
his year.
right. And LeBron's
had a great.
I think he just wanted
February.
to be in the argument. I think he just wanted to be in the argument.
He had 25 games where he was just irrelevant, so to speak. Team was horrible.
And he played 82 games.
So what?
No, I'm
That's
just
what
saying. I'm just saying.
What kills me about all these damn commentators and everybody, that was the norm, and now we making it seem like it's an Iron Man. There were his counterpart, his A to B that he's compared to 9 times did it.
Yeah.
It was a norm for other players back in the day. And I'm not saying you need to. I don't have a problem with people resting players. It's not for me to agree or disagree for you to rest. It is not.
Agreed.
It's your team, your organization. If you need to rest players because it's the best thing you need to do for the NBA playoffs or the best thing to do for that individual, even though they change the schedule and everything to help, knock yourself out. But I'm not going to sit here and just I'm going to ring the bell because he played 82 games and I'm paying you $40 million to play 82 games. I mean, what the hell?
I think this is the deal this is why I said, yo, he played 82 games. People are dumb and will hold that and say, yo, LeBron played 82 games, averaged 27 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds and 9 assists a game, man.
Right.
He's 33 years old. LeBron played 65 games and averaged that, and y'all wanted to beat him over the head because he took a couple games off.
Right.
So, the time he should be taking games off now because he's getting older.
So you remember what I said? We rationalize when he doesn't do something.
Yeah.
And then if he does something, we overhype it. LeBron's a beast.
Oh,
I have
man.
No question about
He's
him
the
being
man.
the best player in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
MVP and best player in the league is different.
Totally different.
But the existence of the NBA has been this way. There's been the same argument against Jordan, the same argument as Magic, Bird, and everybody under the sun who's played in this league. Same argument, Kobe, Shaq. MVP versus best player in the league. You got a player who has the best record. You have a player who went fully healthy with Paul and Capella. What they like 42-3.
No, they've lost 2 games.
2 games, so 42-2.
Yeah,
roughly in there. And it's not to say that I would choose Harden over LeBron. I think people have that. That's the mistake that people keep making.
That's not the debate. The debate is remove both of them from their teams. I think just because what Cleveland did, Cleveland has a solid squad.
Yes.
In the East, they still be in the playoffs.
Yes.
You add old ass Chris Paul. Chris Paul's the same age as LeBron. Ain't nobody talking about Chris Paul being that old. Okay. He's a Hall of Famer, but
you know what, dude?
It's the same
I was getting ready to close our
thing.
show, but I need 5 minutes.
It's an argument.
Producer, can I get 5 minutes of your time?
got it.
I got called into work in a few minutes. Like, look, man,
I just think it's the same
traffic's
thing.
bad. I'll be there in a minute. But look here,
Same thing.
I'm gonna tag on to this point. People keep saying Cleveland don't have a team. Shut up.
Oh, they do.
Hold up.
They do.
First, you have a secondary all-star, a true all-star that's in the East.
Kevin Love.
All right.
For sure.
You have great role players. Here's the issue with Cleveland. I'll say this to him blue in the face. I don't give a damn what you think and say. I don't care if you don't agree with the opinion. This is my opinion. I'm telling you this. How do you develop players if all you do is stand around the damn three-point line? That's why people can't score. That's why when LeBron is not on the court, they'll lose the lead, or when he's set out, they would get blown out because they haven't developed players to be individuals. They're playing around the three-point line. So when LeBron's not in the game, okay, what do I do now? Can I dribble? Who's going to throw me the ball in the corner now? LeBron's not on the court.
You know what's so funny? I agree with that. And the only person that doesn't do that is Jordan Clarkson.
Clarkson's like, I don't
Clarkson's
care.
like,
I don't give a damn. Give me
I'm
the rock.
going to get mine. I'm getting my 15, 16.
I'm putting up buckets.
The rest
Give
of
me the
y'all,
ball.
Y'all
The
figure
rest
it out.
of them, and that's what happened with Crowder leaving Boston because in Boston, Stevens plays a free-flowing offense. So let me educate you guys right now, if you don't mind. LeBron did win the title with Cleveland and everything that took place against the Golden State. Don't knock him for it. But I told you a couple of weeks ago that if you look at the history of the NBA, especially since the 80s and so forth, triangle offense a little before that, playing with Magic, ball movement. Yes, Magic controlled the team, but Magic would get the ball up in a minute before you even got to half court.
He controlled the tempo.
That's what he did.
He controlled the tempo
Boston
of the game.
Celtics, old Boston Celtics in terms of Larry Bird and those players. The ball moves. It's a system. It is not predicated on one person holding the ball and everything running through them. Hence the problems that Michael Jordan had early in his career. That's why the triangle offense made him that much more of a better player and also teammate because it helped the team members elevate their game and know their expectations. In Cleveland, it is pretty much give him the ball and everybody standing around. Oh, he's going to drive. I'm open for a three-pointer. Have you noticed that if they don't hit three-pointers,
They don't win.
absolutely doing nothing.
They don't win. And they don't win.
Absolutely nothing.
And the thing is, LeBron is the offense, and one player can't be the offense. It has to be, as you say, free flowing. It has to be ball movement. Run something.
That's why San Antonio's so great. Look at San
Thank you.
Antonio team right now. They shouldn't even. If you
Why
list
are
their
they
players, they're
there?
hot garbage.
I don't even know who play for them. I don't. LaMarcus Aldridge,
All right.
but
Last, Houston, Cleveland. Capella, Love.
that's
Yeah. If
oh,
you
that's
go
their
player
equivalent?
I'm saying if you go player by player, the only two players that you're choosing by position is Harden and Paul. The other three players are choices from the Cavs lineup.
Okay. Okay.
If I go to bench, their equivalent, yes, Gordon can score, but
Gordon scored. So could Clarkson.
mean-
Clarkson.
Ariza is a defensive specialist. He doesn't give you any.
He can
good
hit an open
defense.
three. He can hit an open three.
But
So can Rodney Hood.
Houston doesn't have a bunch of players that anybody's fighting for. The reason that they're on that team. If you look at this salary, they kind of find. All of a sudden, they're talking about what's the kid name who used to play with the Suns? Defensive specialist.
P.J. Tucker.
Tucker. Then they talking about, well, Tucker's a great player. Anybody thought about Tucker? Now, all of a sudden, he's on the winning team. People talking about he's a great player. And look who's playing when they got Tucker or Ariza. Get out of here. He's a solid player who plays great defense, who's playing well in a what?
System.
That system failed last year because Harden controlled the rock, and when they needed him, he couldn't do anything, and then the other players couldn't evolve.
Let's be real. Okay. Houston lost last year because they ran against San Antonio.
And Harden choked.
And Harden choked in game 6. I want to say choked. Yeah, he missed a lot of shots. But did you really think they was going to beat San Antonio last year? Yo, when Popovich has his whole team, he's a problem.
Yeah.
He's a problem because he picks players that are good in his system.
Hold on. But they didn't have the whole team.
Lamar-
Kawhi got hurt.
He didn't even play game 6. Oh, God.
That's even a bigger choke.
Yeah.
But we're going to end the show in a great way because you know what? That needs to be a topic of conversation at the next show. So we're going to end the show giving a shout out. We're going to have a that dude moment. We always have to end the show. But the only person we're going to recognize for that dude is my man Andre Ingram.
10 years in the G League, son. Just grinding, man. The dude was 32 years old.
You see the salt and pepper? Man showed up looking like Moses. I'm like, oh, what's going on, man?
Like, yo, why is my dad on the court? What's going on? You got a contract, Pops?
He
Finally?
showed up on the court looking like the true definition of the GOAT.
Yo.
Because the GOAT, you think it's some player that played 60 years ago. This dude showed up looking like Uncle Ben's cousin.
Uncle Drew.
And ball. Uncle Drew
The
and
real
ball.
Uncle Drew. He
Gave
came
you
in-
19.
He came in shooting it, boy. You just knew it. He looked like somebody's daddy. Just coming to play. Yo, y'all got this open gym? Yo, let's run. He came in.
The Lakers had an advertisement. One fan at the end of the season, the last game of the season gets to play.
Bam.
Boom.
He won it.
He show up.
Good
Man, it
for
was
him, man.
such a great story for him and his family.
Yeah.
The man achieved his goal of playing in the NBA. And when you listen to that individual, him speak as somebody in that moment, he just appreciated it.
Right.
Kudos to Magic and the Laker organization for making this happen.
Yeah.
I think TNT. I think the game was on actually ESPN, if I'm correct.
I don't remember.
Or whoever, I think it was TNT or ESPN. They did a great job of covering this guy, giving his back end story.
Yeah.
You know, his love and devotion to physics in terms of being a math, preparing people for college and things of that nature. So, shout out to Andre Ingram.
Good
you know,
for him,
I'm glad
man.
you achieved your goal, your dreams, and hopefully, you can play a year in the NBA next year.
Lakers,
Hopefully.
good bench player. Let him bring him off the bench. He comes in shooting, bro.
And just watch it.
Just, that's when you know you've been in the league. Like they did that 15 years ago. You shoot. Did it go in? Ain't nobody getting back on defense. Boom. All right. Let me get back on defense.
All right, for that being said,
Wait, hold on real quick. Tony says just one show without LeBron, not the MVP. Stop forcing it.
I'm not forcing for MVP.
We said he's not the MVP.
He's not the MVP.
Tony.
He also says Cry Me a River. Nobody's talking about Dollar Dame. Tell me why not.
I'll tell you why not.
Because he plays in Portland.
I even go a step further.
That's why.
I appreciate Dame Dollar dropping them dimes and everything. I want to see Dame Dollar when he's actually playing with a better surrounding cast in terms of players, because I treat them like I treat Phoenix. He has a better skill set than players who probably have played in Phoenix in the past. I can't say better than Nash. But he's in a situation where he's just putting up shots.
Yeah, he's the best.
Any shot you want. Dame, if you watch Dame, who is a scoring point guard, he doesn't make necessarily players better. He doesn't create for other people. It's really about his shot and the spacing on the floor. So I got a lot of love for Dame Dollar. I can't wait to see him with better players.
Just, I want to see him with another All-Star.
Yeah.
When he was with Aldridge, he was a rookie. He won Rookie of the Year. They got to the second round. Who hit the shot to get him in the second round? Him. As a rookie. The dude is cold.
Cold.
He's cold.
I think they use that against him, too. The fact that he doesn't have any buyouts. He said, well, he's putting these shots, he can shoot from anywhere. And I think they hold that against him.
CJ McCollum
He's legit.
is good, but he's not an all-star. Nurkic is good, but he's not an all-star.
CJ McCollum is an all-star if he moved to the East.
Yeah. But
he's not in the East.
Okay.
And that's not saying a lot, but yeah.
You put... if
He's
Dame
a
Dollar-
great role player.
If Dame was in Utah, we'd be...
Yeah.
OKC would be worried.
Yeah.
They would be
If
worried.
Dame was in Utah with Mitchell
With
coming
Mitchell,
in and that
bro.
defensive presence. Yes.
It'd be a problem.
If Dame was playing with OKC, it would be a problem.
If Dame was with Minnesota,
It would be a problem.
So
we're not sleeping on him. I'm just realizing how the NBA views him and what
Right.
he's working with. That's why I included his name. We talked about the MVP race.
the Lakers are on TV more than Portland. And Portland is a perennial playoff team.
It's about
Explain that to me.
It's about the money.
Right. That's why nobody
about the
really
money.
talks about
Yeah, it's
Dame.
about the money.
Portland.
And I appreciate you bringing him up. I'm assuming that's my brother, T. Fontaine. Yeah. Yeah. He was quick, man. He was quick off the dribble. I used to just punch him because I didn't want to chase him. But yeah. So that being said, thank you guys for joining into the show. Again, catch us on iTunes. Our podcast will be there within an hour.
Download it.
Download it. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
So again, my man Rodney Bonton, John Fontaine.